Chapter 2. The Broken Abacus. The Adelaide apartment smelled of old paper and lemon polish. It was a small unit in Surulere, squeezed between a noisy bar and a mechanic's workshop. The walls were thin, vibrating with the bass of the Afro-beat music next door. But inside there was a fierce, stubborn order. Books were stacked in perfect geometric towers. The dining table, scarred by years of use, was scrubbed until it shone. Supo sat at the table, staring at the abacus his father had bought him years ago. Click, click, click. He slid the wooden beads back and forth. He wasn't doing arithmetic. He was tracking the rhythm of his father's pacing in the hallway. Step, pause, step, sigh. Mr. Adelaide walked into the room. He held a white envelope in his hand as if it were a grenade. He placed it on the table next to a stack of unpaid bills. "Is that the letter from the university?" Supo asked. His father nodded. He didn't sit down. He stood by the window, looking out at the street where the neighbors were arguing over a parking spot. "They are looking for a senior lecturer in the mathematics department," Mr. Adelaide said, his voice tight. "I was the most qualified candidate, Supo. I solved the differential equation during the interview that the dean himself couldn't crack." "So you got the job?" Mr. Adelaide turned. He forced a smile, but it didn't reach his eyes. He tapped the envelope. "Open it!" Supo reached out. He slid his finger under the flap. The paper felt heavy, expensive. He pulled out the letterhead. "We regret to inform you." Supo stopped reading. He looked up. "Why?" "They said the position was filled internally," Mr. Adelaide said. "Nepotism. Or perhaps I just didn't smile enough." Supo looked at his father. He saw the frustration etched into the lines of his forehead. But he saw something else too. It was faint, like the buzz of a fluorescent light bulb that was about to die. A red static shimmered around his father's shoulders. Supo rubbed his eyes. He thought it was just a trick of the light, a migraine coming on from staring at the sun too long yesterday. But when he looked again, the static remained. It clung to his father like a cobweb made of interference. It wasn't just around his father. Supo looked at the pile of bills, the electric bill, the water bill, the rent notice. The red static was there too, a thin, jagged line connecting the bills to his father, like a leash. "It's not fair," Supo whispered. "Fairness is a statistical anomaly, son," Mr. Adelaide sighed, finally sitting down. He put his head in his hands. "The universe tends toward chaos, entropy, things fall apart." "But you fix them," Supo said. "You fix the equations. Some variables are stubborn." Suddenly, the light flickered and died. "NEPA, National Electric Power Authority." The fan overhead groaned to a halt. The hum of the refrigerator cut out. Instantly, the heat of the Lagos afternoon rushed into the room, suffocating them. "Perfect," Mr. Adelaide muttered in the dark. Supo looked at his father in the dim light filtering through the curtains. The red static glowed brighter in the darkness. It pulsed, rhythmic and malevolent. It looked like a cage. Supo remembered the story the artist had told him about seeing the bones of the world. Supo realized he wasn't seeing bones. He was seeing the bars. "Papa," Supo said, his voice trembling, "there is something on you." "It is just the heat, Supo." "No, it's red. It's..." Heavy. It's stopping you. Mr. Adelaide chuckled, a dry, humorless sound. He reached across the table and squeezed Supo's hand. That is called poverty, my boy. It has a color, and it has a weight, and it is very heavy indeed. He stood up, scraping the chair against the floor. I am going out. Where? To see a man about alone, Mr. Adelaide said, grabbing his worn leather satchel. If the university won't pay me what I'm worth, I have to find another variable. I have to change the equation. Don't go, Supo said, a sudden panic rising in his chest. The static around his father flared up, spiking like a heart monitor reading a heart attack. It's bad out there today. I can see the pattern. It's jagged. I have to. Supo, the landlord is coming on Monday. Mr. Adelaide walked to the door. He paused, his hand on the latch. Do your homework. Calculate the volume of a sphere. I will check it when I return. He opened the door and stepped out into the heat. Supo ran to the window. He watched his father walk down the street. He saw the neighbors greeting him. He saw a stray dog bark at him. But mostly he saw the red mist trailing behind his father, swirling around his ankles, dragging him toward a destination that wasn't on any map. It looked like the prince from the stories was holding the other end of the leash. Supo looked back at the table. He looked at the abacus. He picked it up and shook it. The beads rattled, chaotic and loud. 0, Supo whispered. The answer is 0. He grabbed his pencil. He didn't do his homework. He turned to a fresh page in his drawing book and began to draw the red static. He needed to understand it. If it was a pattern, it could be solved. If it was an equation, it could be balanced. He drew until the sun went down, trying to capture the shape of bad luck.